Well, about from the age 3 through 10 years old, there's a chance a kid is scared of the dark. Am I right? Ever heard a child 14 and up being scared of the dark? You know how a little kid, say about 2-3 years old, always complains about seeing things at night? And a parent usually says, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just your imagination. How about a 14-year-old complaining? Maybe they have a right, they're not my kid. My point is, it happened to me before, and I ended up not sleeping for a few months. But the thing is, I've never told anyone the problem. My parents died when I was 3. It happened on the night after Halloween. I was walking up to my parents' room because I was scared of the dark. And I got closer to the bed and noticed the floor was wet. I stepped back and ran over to the light, expecting to see a water stain or juice or something. And then I saw it. I ran as fast as I could to the front door, but it was too late. It was there, in front of me. My parents' killer. I didn't know what to do. Screaming for help, I ran to the back door, just hoping my life wasn't going to end. I got to the kitchen. The killer was right at my heels. And saw my dad standing there, looking down at me. "Daddy!" I cried. I looked up to him, expecting to hear comforting words about my nightmare. What else could it be? Really? But then, stopped still when he looked down at me. No eyes. He was there with no fingers, waving at me, screaming in a high-pitched noise, "Everything will be fine!" Backing up from this thing, I slipped on some blood, my mother's. It led to a trail in a room. No, it got my mother! I turned around and ran up the stairs, determined to save her. I slipped on a patch of the red, and my tempter slammed in the carpeted stair. That's all I remembered. The police and ambulance ended up at my house when I woke up. I was on my bed. But how? I looked around and my eyes fell on a knife. I started screaming when I saw the blood, fingers and eyes all over my bed. The door slammed to the ground and people in blue uniforms arrived. Shiny black guns drawn and pointed out around my room. They saw me and every one of them dropped their guns. A conversation started up between them. It was something about me, I was sure of that, but I couldn't quite hear what they were saying. Then one of them bent down so he was looking at me straight in my eyes and put a hand on my shoulder. "Everything will be fine," the policeman said. The words sounded so familiar that I jumped off my bed, away from the fingers and eyes. "What time is it?" I asked the police officer. The police gave me a look, like he couldn't believe I was asking the time, but he still answered. "It's 8, he said promptly, not even looking down at his watch. Then I looked outside and saw the dark sky and a bright full moon. It was night. But when I looked back at the policeman, there was nothing there. No blood, no fingers, nothing. Get up, get in, start the mix.